The internet has replaced the pediatrician on speed dial for many parents as the first place where they turn for info.
I think it's just easier. It's less time consuming just to get a quick answer on the internet.
What are those strange symptoms? Type them into a search engine.
He came home with a rash and then he had a fever, so I was Googling to figure out what he might have, and it was Fist disease, and I had never heard of that before.
But how do parents know if they can trust the info they've found? Should they maybe call the doctor anyway? Enter kidshealth.org, which is led by a pediatrician. Dr. Neil Eisenberg heads the Nemours Center for Children's Health Media, which produces the site. 20 years ago, he was creating print materials and videos for hospitals. A few years later, people started using the internet, and Eisenberg sensed a huge new opportunity.
I thought this is going to be fantastically useful. So we jumped with both feet into the web. And by both feet, I mean I hired one person.
Eisenberg says good online health information should allow people to research symptoms, to familiarize themselves with a diagnosis, and it should offer healthy lifestyle tips. It has to balance solid science with simple language.
We have to write in a very simple way. Now you can explain complicated concepts in simple language, and I think that's part of the art of what we do. I think part of the art also is interweaving the emotional with the medical technical aspects, how this might impact the family.
All info published on the site is reviewed by several doctors and scientists. The site has different sections, one for parents, one for teens, and one for kids, which is decidedly different from the grown-up section.
They're interested in gross stuff, interested in boogers and stinky feet. They're interested in things that happen to them, like broken bones or getting the chicken pox or having strep throat, things like that. And I think they also have a very natural curiosity about how their bodies work.
A video series called How the Body Works looks just like a cartoon kids would watch on their favorite channel.
The surface of your tongue feels rough because it's covered with a layer of small bumps called papillae.
We don't want it to look like a musty old textbook or some old slideshow that they have to see in school. And I don't think it's pandering. I think it's trying to meet them where they are and making them feel like, hey, I belong on this site. This is for me.
Of course, the web is old news these days. The new game is mobile platforms and apps. Neil Eisenberg says the center is now developing health apps. For example, one called Is It Contagious?
About infections that the kids might have or that somebody in daycare might have. It has wonderful illustrations that we've created. It tells you how long to keep the kids out of school.
Hey, buddy.
Charlie's mom, Amy Powalski, could have found fifth disease on here, the rash and fever that was plaguing her son. For Maureen Hill, certain internet sites have become an essential resource in her kids' care, one that professionals seem to trust as well.
And I've gone to doctors and they will search the internet to give me answers.